1348X Voto is a perfect example of how little people respect video game journalists and how few modern audience members actually purchase the propaganda they demand developers make. And in the case of 1348X Voto, things have not gone well. They have been silencing people, they have been facing major backlash on social media, and I can't say I feel all that bad. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I say it all the time, any developer can make any product they want. In the case of 1348X Voto, just like Dustborn, Concord, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, I am not going to sit here and say they can't create it, but what I am going to say is I have a right to point and laugh at it, and that's what we have all been doing. This demo was atrocious. I did live stream it. It is insane that this game is only 2 weeks away from release, and it is an alpha build of a game, it feels like. It is buggy, it is glitchy, it has a lot of technical issues. It just seems like they did not care about the level of quality, and apparently this game is going to be priced at $30 from what I understand, which is $30 too much. But the Access media has definitely been talking about this game a lot. They have been shilling for it a lot, and the fact that this game has only topped, as you can see, 122 all-time peak 3 days ago just shows how little this modern audience cares about video game. Now, I personally just view the modern audience as a group of people that are on social media who demand change in entertainment, but most of the time they do not actually consume that content. They just see things like, oh, fantasy, it's not diverse enough, let's demand some change. And then when they get their way, and we get things like The Wheel of Time making major changes or The Witcher making major changes, they don't show up to support it because they are just virtue signaling. And they're just saying, oh my gosh, you need to change your hobby, especially ones that are male dominated, they target the most. But they don't actually consume this content. So the companies who are trying to pander to them end up going under, going through layoffs, being shut down, all of these different things. And that's what's going to happen with 1348X Voto. They spent a lot of money on the voice cast. Jennifer English does play one of the lead characters. And you would think that that would mean they have a product they feel confident in, but it's like they put the gameplay and the quality of the game on the lowest tier of the priority list. It is insane, but they have been getting roasted on social media. Their Steam community discussions tab is blowing up, and well, the media hasn't been defending them over the past couple of days since the demo has released, but we have gotten bangers like this from The Gamer. 1348X Voto's Lesbian Knight is the shake-up the medieval genre needs. Stacey Henley doesn't give a fuck about the medieval genre. This person just cares about, ooh, this development team is pushing the agenda that I like, so I'm going to support it. I say this constantly. A good game should be able to stand on its own, and you should not have to rely on things like the identity of a character in order to sell it. We know that LGBTQ characters as a selling point don't work, but if we even had a product where it was like, oh, it is a white straight man, you still need to have a good game behind it. You can't just rely solely on the identity of a character. It can help or hurt. In this case, all they really cared about was LGBTQ, LGBTQ, LGBTQ. Yeah, and we'll see how this game does, if this actually sells, and I don't think it's going to, because we are talking about it releasing during a time where there is also stiff competition. You have things like Resident Evil 9, you have things like Pokemon Pocopia, you have things like Mouse PI for Hire, Crimson Desert, all of these games that look 1,000 times better. They had made a post a few days ago on the demo release, which, by the way, they have been silent on social media. They haven't really been talking about their game at all. The last post they actually made was about the demo, which is really freaking suspicious to me. But even in the comments of this post, people were saying things like, yeah, this is horrendous. Don't forget, and it shows 65 in demo, and then it's their modern agenda post, which is funny. Looking good so far. Keep up the good work. And it's at 90 freaking 7. Oh no, the main character flipping the burgers. Put the fries in the bag, man. The graphics are highly detailed. Zoom in on her face. And yeah, I know a plot point in the game is that, oh, the main character looks so much like a boy. She's mistaken for a boy, which I have a feeling by the end of the story, what is going to happen is basically this character like pushes their gender aside, and so they live as a man, and that's how this lesbian couple like gets away with things. They talk about the historically accurate haircut, but not the historical accuracy of things like lesbianism during the time. No, I shall not play the simple Jack demo. Those demo numbers are looking great. Go woke, go broke. It's hilarious to see this happening. Even on their Steam forums, these developers are seemingly freaking out a little bit. I understand that when you make something, you feel so passionate about it, you love it so much, you want people to love it the way you do, but sometimes developers just need to either admit defeat or they need to understand where we are coming from. And of course, they're narcissists, they are egotistical, they don't really care about customer feedback. And well, because of that, they are going to face the consequences of their own actions. In some cases, like this thread, for example, that says, I'm anti woke, there are quite a lot of people that are going back and forth at each other, and that's why they lock the thread down. But in some cases, it makes no sense why they decided to silence people. There are individuals who are supporting the game and saying, I'm going to buy it, I just have some minor complaints, and the developers are responding in very snarky ways like, thanks for sharing your opinion, I hope you feel better after that. You are supposed to listen to your customers, and this is clearly a very backhanded statement. Oh, I hope you feel better after that. Like, hey, I'm glad you viewed us as your therapist. It's just terrible. I hate when developers act this way because it makes me not want to support it. Not that I wanted to support this game anyway. It makes it harder to sit here and go, yeah, you deserve a space in this industry, because we know that these activists just want to push out actually talented people. They just want themselves to be in the industry. They don't want anybody else to be making money. There's threads like this which are hilarious. Never learn. The fact that I have more games in my library tells you it's bad. This topic has been locked. Gee whiz, I wonder why. As you can see, the developer is saying I'm locking this thread because it's becoming off topic. In some cases, I get that you have like 100 people arguing and it does become off topic, but in a lot of cases, that's just an excuse that they're using in order to lock down threads because they want less discussion to be happening. But when you make really bad content, you are going to get wrecked for it, and that's what's happening. Gaudy 2026, period, which is hilarious. This game is truly awful. Who is this even for? A woman-based game with swords. Who even wants this? Some games are made just for the sake of it. Maybe this dev team just had too much money laying around. Maybe they just want to create a game they like and make it available for an audience of 100 to 200 people. Nothing wrong with that. And yeah, I mean, I guess if you're only aiming for 200 people, congratulations, you are going to reach those people. But you don't hire very large voice actresses just to sell a game to 100 people. That isn't the freaking case. This game is not ready. It's like pre-alpha, nowhere near a release, and I agree with this. I did play the demo. It is in a truly horrendous state, but I think that they are just pushing it out because they think that they're going to make more money after all of the virtue signaling that happened surrounding this title, and obviously that's not going to happen. You have 100 players in the demo, a true representation of success. I'm glad you made your game for such a huge audience. Why would you want to cater to gamers and regular players when you can cater to the modern audience? There's like 33 million players with Steam logged in right now, and you managed to get 0.000336% of them to try your free demo. So happy for you. Congrats on getting the modern audience demo peaking at 122. Back off, haters of the bowl cut. It's historically accurate. Seriously, Jen English should really start pivoting if she wishes to have a long, successful career. I know Tides of Annihilation is going to be a big hit, but she is at risk of becoming the Bella Ramsey of gaming. LGBTQ in the 1300s doesn't make sense. So some of these posts are absolutely hilarious. You love to see gamers voicing their opinions, and I will be keeping a close eye on 1348X Voto, but when you only have 56 players in the demo and 122 all-time peak for the demo, when you guys claim to have 100,000 wish lists, yeah, I'm going to call you out on your BS, and I'm going to point and laugh every single time you get roasted. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.